Thanks to Metals Investor Forum and Peter to give us a great overview again of the silver market. It's just superb, the data that Peter puts together for us every time. I'm going to make some forward-looking statements today. Why do you want to buy CMC? I think we're a great value proposition at this time. We're currently valued at 14 cents. We recently had a report from Fundamental Research Corp that valued us at 31 cents. And I sure hope to take all of our investors up to that level or more this summer with the program that I'm going to introduce to you today. We are a high-risk, high-reward play. Most of our plays are from grassroots to the advanced stage. But what we try to do as a company is to bring a drill project into our company every 18 to 24 months. So we're far from a single play, single basket approach. We have a number of great projects, everything from copper, gold, and silver, but a focus is on silver into this company. We do a lot of good work. We do a lot of science before we go into any of our projects, and we do what we say we are going to do. And everybody can check that. You can look at every report that I put out in the last 2 years, and if I say I'm going to do something, I definitely do it. So we have 3 properties in Newfoundland and 5 projects in the BC side and Yukon side. I'm going to talk only about a couple of projects in BC and Yukon today, but I certainly have given some updates since the Vancouver conference. We've updated some news on Rodney Pond in Newfoundland. We've given a total update on our activities. And we also put out a press release on Amy, so there's a regular flow of news coming out of this company. So here we are. We're in BC. We're 15 kilometers south of the BC-Yukon border. I'm very familiar with this area. I've been living in Yukon for 13 years, and so this is a very familiar terrain to me. We are very close to the Silvertip mine. It's owned by Core Mining. It's one of the highest grade silver, lead, zinc mines in the world. It's a wonderful prospective land package, very similar to the Coeur d'Alene land package down in Idaho, which was the 3rd most prolific silver mine, silver district in the world. So we feel this area has the potential. What we like about this area is that when you tend to find material, it's very high grade, and so you can see these grades. This presentation is on our website afterwards, so I'll have a more detailed look at it. What we do like also within our neighbor is that they have committed very serious resources to this area. In fact, they're going to do 250,000 meters of drilling in the next 3 years, and that's going to come out with a lot of news on their side, and it's going to help us along on our side as well. So here we are. We picked up this project 3 years ago, and we picked it up for a variety of reasons. It had some historical drilling on a prospect called Silverknife. We loved the grades of that thing. It had some weighted assay values of over 500 grams per ton silver, 3 grams of gold, 12.5% lead, and 4.8% zinc. Now, I don't think anybody can argue against the value of that kind of material. And what the other thing is that these type of deposits called carbonate replacement deposits, and I'm not going to get into that. You can give me a call and I'll explain it to you. But these kind of deposits form in clusters. So we're very happy that we think that we got another cluster right next to this project. Now, when we picked up this property as well, we had a bunch of other positive data. We had some geochem that's yet to be explained. We think it's coming off some prospective geology in the southern part of the property. We know we're in the same geology as the mine setting in Silvertip, which is a limestone called the McDame Formation, and there was a bunch of other geophysical and geological data. The other thing we knew was that there was a road going right through the middle of this property. It's off the mine road. It's only 1 kilometer off the mine road. That's great bonus in northern Canada because if you're up there, we're not helicopter dependent. We can work this thing on the ground. So then what we did, we flew a project with Core in a cooperative effort, and we identified a bunch of conductors on this property. And we got scratching our heads at that point and said, well, what else can we do to add value to that data? So we started looking at it, and here's the conductors, and you can see those little black lines were all the old former drill holes on the Silver prospect. And we in fact think that they missed the conductor on this. We're currently modeling the Silver prospect to take a bigger look at this. It's probably going to have a couple holes put into it this year, but our primary target is another target on the property in the northern part. So that conductor goes right across the property. We've got conductors in the south, we've got conductors in the north, and as Peter said, silver is one of the most conductive materials that you have out there, so conductors are great targets for silver deposits that we're seeking. So what we did was we did a gravity survey in 2022. As a result of that, we identified a 650 by 250 anomaly. And the importance of a gravity survey is it measures density. It looks for heavy rocks, and lead and zinc are heavy rocks. If you pick them up, your hand just about sinks. If you get a rock that size, you got to have two hands to hold it up in the air. So these are good, very good indicators that in fact there's lead and zinc down there, and along with that will come the silver mineralization. So here's our targets. We're going to put a 3,000 meter program on this. The road goes right through the middle of the gravity anomaly, so I'm probably going to drill right off the road, and I got an open pine forest in a valley floor. I've got a river that's going to give me water, and if necessary, we can expand that program very easily because we're only 2 kilometers off a mine road that stays open all year round. We're going to commence that in July 1st. What is the big guys saying? Well, they're saying that this is likely a small part of a larger mineralization system. This new lady called Hoyfe McGrath, she's the Senior VP of Exploration of Core Resources. She's very convinced, and in fact, she's put 45% of her exploration budget for the next 3 years in a mid-tier company into this area. So they're excited about it, and we're excited about it. She's developed this hub and spoke model. And what I like about this, and you'll have to excuse my hand-scrawled notes here, but here's the big structural trends, and Silverknife is right on one of their hub and spokes that they consider to be highly prospective. So we like to see their data as well. We fully concur with it. We'd identified that before. Finally, the old theory in this was that the silver lead zinc was only to be found in the upper part of this McDame formation, this limestone that bears all of these mineralized systems. And that's been not the case. As their mine has gotten deeper and as they've drilled deeper, they're finding mineralization right through the McDame formation. That's significant because the Silverknife prospect was in the lower part of the stratigraphy. It was written off before that previously, and the geology and the new drilling that's going on is proving that to be totally wrong. Finally, we'll see that we're in the right geology setting. And again, here's my hand-scrawled notes, but you take the 2 lines and you can see that there's repeat geology from their system to our system, and so we're definitely in the right geology. There's a big thrust fault goes in between those in that structural belt. So I'm pretty excited that one, we're in an area where there's lots of faults, we're in the right geology, we got geochem going on, and we've got a whole bunch of other things that all lead to the fact that you should drill this thing off. And you can see from their own data that they got geochem both on the south and the north of our property boundaries, all within or in close proximity to the McDame formation. So finally, the benefits to us from their activity are we're going to generate a high level of activity in the area, and it's already serving to identify new potential targets for us. So we got the geophysics, the geology, the geochemistry, the structure, and location, location, location. Now I'm finally going to talk for about 10 seconds On our next project, it's 7 kilometers to the west. I'm very excited. I got in there last year. I did some preliminary results, but look at those numbers from the outcrops that we picked on that. There was an historic resource. There's 2 adits. They were drilled. This historic resource came from drilling between the 2 adit levels, and just wonderful material that's about equivalent to about 700 grams a ton silver. So that's money-making material, folks, and we think it's going to be great for us. That's our next pipeline project. So we're a high-risk, high-reward play. We have excellent positioning in an underexplored silver district. We do good science, lots of homework. I'm Mr. Hockey Bag in the summertime. I get out there and work in my properties. So if you find me, I'm often unavailable because you got to get me on a sat phone. We're an undervalued cheap stock, and I hope you'll invest in us on Monday morning. Get on your phone, CMB, 14 cents. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.